Now, Thunder Oak Cheese Farm and Slate River Dairy are going to be open for tours on May 14th, so people will have a chance to get an up-close and personal look at where their dairy products come from. However, City Communications Director Karen Lewis could not say how or when the city first became aware of criminal charges against the mayor. Now, McPherson says Lakehead is also looking at expanding its programs aimed at helping its growing international contingent settle in Thunder Bay. Say elementary students will be sent to a new school to be built here on the Churchill site. It'll cost around $20 million to demolish the high school and construct a new. Environment Canada projects some more snow overnight, but no further storms in the week. However, meteorologists say temperatures will be expected to plunge at the same time. Construction on the High Street retaining wall has come to a halt after workers yesterday accidentally detonated an unknown explosive device buried inside the wall. Well, you can't talk about comedy without talking a bit about tragedy, and the Thunder Bay North Star season is over, hey?
Yeah, it is a tragedy.
It's been a bit of a wait for the cows and farmers here at Riverbend Farm, just off Highway 61.
The federal registration gives us the opportunity to not only sell in Ontario, but we can also sell in, say, out of province, which also means we can go to Manitoba, but we can also sell, say, for instance, to Grand Marais.
Wilma Mall, along with her husband, owns and operates Slate River Dairy and Riverbend Farm. The milk her dairy produces has been available locally for some time, but Mall says newly received federal certification also helps open their dairy up to many new customers, including large institutions like hospitals, some of whom want local food but need federal certification. One big fan of the dairy is local MPP Bill Morrow, who took the time to meet some of the hardest working residents on the farm.
I've always felt for a long time that there is a demand, that people really want local food, they want local food security. To see local agricultural producers step up to the plate, meet that demand, create jobs, create a local economy, and all of the other benefits that come from local food is just spectacular.
To celebrate, Slate River Dairy and the nearby Thunder Oak Cheese Farm will be opening their doors for public tours later this month. Mall says local veterinarians and feed producers will be on hand as well to show how many livelihoods local agriculture supports.
If people buy our milk, they're not just supporting our family, they're supporting Thunder Bay Feeds and the families that own and work there. They're supporting the local vet as well.
They can come in, they can watch through the windows, they can see exactly what we're doing. You know, we're not adding anything funny or anything secretive, so we think this sort of strengthens the food industry and gives people confidence in what they eat.
Now, Thunder Oak Cheese Farm and Slate River Dairy are both going to be open for tours on May 14th, so you can come down here and get a closer look at just where your dairy products come from. Xiaoli Li, TBT News. It's not how the Prime Minister is accustomed to traveling, but Justin Trudeau was all smiles as he stepped off a Thunder Bay Transit bus this afternoon ahead of a funding announcement for Ontario's transit operators.
These investments will improve the reliability and efficiency of public transit systems, strengthen communities, and grow Canada's economy. Here in Ontario, this will mean an investment of nearly $1.5 billion over the next 3 years to achieve those goals.
Joined by local politicians from the provincial, federal, and municipal level, Trudeau told the assembled media this money will begin to be distributed this year. However, there was no specific number for how much funding Thunder Bay would receive or how distribution to individual municipalities will be calculated. The money is part of a larger national transit funding program announced in March's federal budget. The news is especially welcome in Thunder Bay, which made cuts to transit spending during the budget process.
We had to defer a bus, and it's very important for them to have the best equipment. And to have to do that, it's just indicative of what's going on in the country as municipalities struggle with their infrastructure.
The Prime Minister made clear, however, that as always, the final decision on how infrastructure money is spent must rest with municipalities.
It's not up to Ottawa to start drawing lines on a map or saying this is what we want because we're worried about our electoral base in this corner or that corner of the city or the community. It's up to the local experts to tell us what their priorities are.
Now, the PM also says the new transit funding will not be constrained by the one-third, one-third, one-third funding model. Trudeau says for transit infrastructure projects, the federal government is now willing to contribute up to 50% of the cost. Xiaoli Li, TBT News. Good evening. I'm Xiaoli Li. Thank you for joining us. Thunder Bay Mayor Keith Hobbs has been charged with extortion and obstruction of justice. Criminal charges have also been laid against the mayor's wife, Marissa Hobbs, and another Thunder Bay woman, 46-year-old Mary Voss. Court documents show the target of the alleged extortion was former lawyer Sandy Zaitsev. Ontario Provincial Police are investigating a major incident in Fort Francis at Lakeview Trailer Park located in that town's East End. Few details are available at this time, but OPP are asking the public to stay away from the area until further notice. Welcome back. Like you were saying before the break, Chef, St. Ignatius Falcons looking to soar at OFSA, hey?
Yeah, I don't think they're really all that.
Over 100 different languages, and what a way to show off all the attractions of the region. One of those attractions, the 40th annual Sleeping Giant Law Pit today.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really one of the iconic